Welcome back, my friends, to the Psychic Next Door. I can't thank you all enough for your love, support, and kindness during this time. There are times throughout our lives where major events occur and they make us take a step back before we can take another one forward. After some time of reflection and healing, I am back now stronger than ever, ready to dive into your readings for 2025. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. Those of you that have been with us throughout the duration, we are so grateful for you. My name is Rayla, and I am a psychic medium. All of these readings you will see on my channel and otherwise are spirit-led. I simply use the tarot as a tool for additional insights and clarity. All right, let's dive into your first reading for 2025. I want to start off by looking at the entire year ahead for each sign. My goal today and always, my friends, is to provide you all clarity and peace through these spirit-driven messages. Remember, these readings aren't one-to-one, so if it doesn't resonate, just leave it behind. All right, this reading is for my beautiful Virgo friends. And the first card has popped out. So, my dear Virgos, the feeling I have coming off of 2024 is there was some stagnant energy. It's kind of like you cross the years with just this feeling of, well, let's see what happens. Perhaps you were beat down a bit in 2024, or the goals that you had, you didn't quite get there. And you're just, part of you is feeling slightly defeated. Some of you, just a very indifferent feeling. But that is for the collective. That is for the overall. So let's see. We're going to dive into your cards here and reading for 2025. And let's see what beautiful things you have coming ahead. It's interesting. This overall energy of major change is coming through almost in every single one of the readings. And in addition to that, the Eight of Swords has been present as well quite a bit. So it kind of hints upon what you've been bringing, or what you're bringing, that feeling, that stagnant, shut down, just like feel like things haven't gone your way energy for 2024. And it kind of shows up a little bit in 2025, but just at a glance, this is already giving me renewed energy. So that's the great news. I haven't done this for all the readings, but Spirit has been calling me to also share the card at the bottom of the deck. For you, it's the Fool. So the overall energy I am feeling for your reading of 2025, with the card, the Fool, you're going to be looking at things from a different perspective this year, okay? So for some of you, it's showing me a tunnel, and you've just kind of been going along this path, doing what you have to do. But something has happened, either externally for you or internally, that has set you on a different path, on a different thought process, a different journey. And you're going to be taking some chances that, Virgo, you wouldn't normally take. So it's kind of exciting. You're opening your world, because you don't want to bring the past with you. You're showing me this like cut off feeling, okay? And these cards are being highlighted right now, okay? So they want to focus on the Ten of Swords. Again, the energy we were talking about, you're feeling beaten down. You're in a humdrum energy, just indifferent, right? And you feel kind of stuck. Perhaps you're in a situation, or you feel as though you're in a situation where you can't get out, okay? Excuse me. Spirit wants me to point out that in this card, her chains in the photo, excuse me, her chains in this photo, they're not tied. She can easily take off the blindfold. She can get up, walk through two of the swords, and relieve herself from this burden. And they really wanted to start off with this rather than kind of going in consecutive order with January and so on. They kind of want to talk about the energy that's coming through, okay, from the previous year into this year. In order for this year to align with how we see it in the cards coming for you, and there's some awesome pointers that we'll be getting to soon, Spirit wants you to take this type of energy, okay? And this is perhaps not the type of energy that you're accustomed to, that, you know, it's kind of like uncomfortable for you, out of your comfort zone. It's like, oh, you know, it just, that's just not what you do. But they're also showing me, and the card is not present, the Hangman. The Hangman looks at things. It's not that you're being hung upside down, right? In some situations, I guess it could be, and it could be also related to these two cards. But in conjunction with this card, they're showing me the Hangman in a vision, and they want you to see things from a different perspective. So it's kind of like two cards put together that equal taking a leap of faith, okay? Taking a chance that you wouldn't normally take, Virgo, okay? Because an opportunity will present itself. All right, so, and moving away from this energy, you closing the door to this chapter, realizing that your time is limited, okay? And you want to get things done. You want to do things in your life. They're highlighting now the Hierophant for me, okay? And you've kind of been also in this kind of seesaw of financial burdens and difficulties and issues. And I see a vision of somebody getting bills in the mail that weren't expected, and perhaps a bill was higher than they thought. And it feels like there's more going out than coming in, and has been for a while, right? For some of you, and take this how it resonates, the Hierophant is here to kind of turn the tables along with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay? Your luck is changing. The spirit inside you is changing. You're tired of this. And not saying that it's always like this for you financially, but you just kind of feel, I just feel you're kind of weighted down by not being where you want to be, or by having some burdens that have arisen, okay, in the last few months or so. You're making a decision to look at things from a different perspective. Your tides are turning. Luck is coming through for you. Now, understand, if you don't take these opportunities and chances, nothing will happen. But Virgo, something tells me very strongly, so I feel my energy changing from the way we started this reading, okay, into the first quarter of 2025. Your luck is changing, your energy is changing. Some of you, okay, are going to, and this card is twofold. It's a twofold message for you all. The first part is you're going to be diving into some education, okay? And what that means for some of you is perhaps there is a side hustle that has your heart or has your eye, okay? And you've thought about, but you haven't done anything about it. Something that you've wanted to do. It could even be a hobby, okay? It's something of interest to you that you've kind of put to the side because there just hasn't been time, okay? But you're making the time now. You're realizing if you don't make the time, it's not going to happen. So you're diving deep into some research and some thought and some planning, okay, for what this opportunity is bringing your way. The second part of this card, they're showing me an individual who is teaching. So are you knowledgeable in something to where you can teach, you can write ebooks, you can write books, a tutorial of some sort, something that you have the knowledge base, right? And you've gained it over years, and just some of it has been knowing as well, if that makes sense. It's kind of like, you know how some stuff, some things, and some knowledge you just know, but you don't know how you got there, okay? All that is there for a reason. It truly is. You just kind of have to dive deep sometimes and figure out what's going on, okay? In doing this, in the turning of events, you have someone reaching out. Now, could this mean that this can actually mean several things from what they're showing me? This is perhaps you've applied to somebody, or excuse me, perhaps you've applied to a company or a job that has always had your eye or your interest. There's going to be communication there. Okay? The other part of the Page of Swords is some of you are potentially going to be collaborating with someone, the Hierophant. Some sort of higher education. It's knowledge base that you're not aware of, but you're reaching out to learn. Okay? You're reaching out to experts because you've really had your eye on this. And this is, for some of you, going to create a partnership. All right? This is going to be a partnership of some type. Okay? It doesn't mean that you're going to be sharing a business 50-50 or anything like that. It could be just like a mentorship situation. It could be something you have in common that you'll be doing together moving forward, but that's for some of you. Okay? I want to go to this Devil energy because oftentimes this energy is reflected as a symbol of internally, not that you're the devil, but perhaps you have some addictions and difficulties that you have to overcome. And sometimes it's an external factor. It's a person. And right now, it appears to be a person. Someone in your life, someone that you associate with. It could be as close as your partner, a family member, someone you consider a friend, a coworker. This person has to go, for lack of a better word. This energy is also drawing from these two cards as well. So it's almost like this is a result of this. It could be the career you're moving out of. It could be a relationship you're in that is just not good for you. But it's also giving me like deceiving energy. Okay, someone is being very deceptive, cruel even. Okay, and you've kind of been one eye open to their energy and what they've been giving off, but you're wanting to kind of make a break from this person. Now, if you work with them, you live with them, all those nuances, the details, they're very difficult to maneuver. But it's showing me that the Page of Swords is also going to come into play. What I'm seeing is you're tired of this person. Okay, you're tired of feeling this way, and this individual is going to help. You're going to either reach out for help, somebody is going to realize that this person is no good for you and perhaps say something, okay? They may feel they're out of line for saying something, but in fact, it's going to turn your world around for somebody else to see that this person is the way that they are, okay? You may join forces, okay? Have that camaraderie to help you get out of a difficult situation. But the result from this crosses over here, okay? Crosses over here to Four of Wands. By ridding yourself of this energy that surrounds you, you literally will have such a relief, you'll feel like you'll be able to breathe. Some of you will go outside and feel like you're hearing the birds chirping and smiling through their song for the first time. And I know that sounds a little weird. If somebody said that to me, I'd be like, okay. But, you know, this pinnacle happened to me without this, okay? But I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's incredible what you can do and accomplish if you open your mind, right? Especially if you're immediately saying, oh yeah, that's not going to happen. Oh yeah. Well, then it won't. You've got to open your mind some. That's where the Fool, or your overall energy, it's like we'll keep going back to the Fool. You keep opening yourself up. You got to look at things in a different way. You know, if you go negative, you want to go positive. All right? If you go left, you go right. If you apply for XYZ jobs, you may want to look outside your sector. Look outside of what you know. Okay, ultimately, the two cards that are highlighting themselves for me right now for your end goal, and I kind of don't want to go there because there's more information, but I just kind of want to, they're highlighting them, so we're going to just touch upon them. The Four of Wands in the world. You can literally have what you want, what you seek, what you desire, okay? But you kind of got to get rid of some of the stuff that's in the way, okay? Get this in order, right? Start digging into this a bit more, your opportunities. The end of the year feels much more light to me than how your 2024 ended, okay? I almost feel like a relief. Like you've been through so much. You've cleaned out so much. You've worked so hard in so many areas, right? And now it's like you're shooting on all cylinders. Like things are more balanced than they ever have been for you, okay? The Ace of Cups, the Lovers, the World. Your relationships are more fruitful. They're healthier, right? You can easily get rid of this, and you can easily work hard at getting rid of it. And it shows some of you will. And it also shows some of you that will stay in that energy for some time, okay? The key is if you work hard to remove yourself from these energies to get to where you want to be, your Four of Wands, your Lovers, and the World, then guess what? You don't want to make the same mistake again because oftentimes patterns are repeated. And it comes with the Hierophant again. Okay, and what we mean by that is they're giving me an example. You're in a bad relationship, okay? You work your tail off to get out of it, to release yourself from this hell, okay, this angst that you're going through. And you finally get to the other side and you can breathe. You're looking at things differently. There's more hope, the Four of Wands, right? And then you start introducing perhaps dating again. But you're falling into the same patterns of kind of connecting with the same type of individuals. That's where you have to get back. You have to get in there and get deep with yourself. Okay? It's time to study and find out who you want in your life, the type of person, okay, the foundation you're looking for in an individual. And a lot of times when patterns repeat, okay, like when we pick the same people to date over and over, like the pattern doesn't break, it's more about at that point, once you get rid of it, looking internally first. What's drawing you to these people? And the fact is sometimes the reasoning is really deep. It can come from your childhood. I mean, it can come from all sorts of things. It's things that you have to work at to make yourself believe, you know, and want a new type of person. You know, it's like you want a better person in your life, but you keep going for these guys and gals, right? Some of you are going to have to do some real deep digging. Kind of work through why we're picking these individuals. You know, I see some of you doing this in groups. I see some of you going to some type of counseling or therapy. And I see some of you able to work on it on your own. Okay? And then you're dipping your toes back in the dating pool. Okay? Spirit is also letting me know that you all have red flags. And they're present. If your eyes are open, okay, look at things in a different perspective. Again, the Fool. This is certainly the common theme that is presenting itself to you. Look at things from a different perspective. When you start to see those red flags, you need to ask yourself, are they deal breakers or are they things that we can work through? Okay? To avoid getting yourself back in this situation. I'm going to leave this energy because it's very strong. So this might be a big part of your 2025. Okay? And kind of shift back here towards your end of the year. Now understand that some of you may get through this a lot quicker than it taking you all of 2025. But for some of you, it will take some time because there are other obstacles. There are other joyful celebrations that will happen in here. Just life will get in the way. But this is like your overall main message. Kind of like what you want to work towards, what you want to kind of detach yourself from, right? So you can get back to where you deserve to be. This is how you started the year, and this is kind of how it's ending. Now, take this with a grain of salt, because I think the message here is more important than beginning and ending, if that makes sense, calendar year. I mentioned that a lot of bills were coming through, more was going out than coming in, towards the end of the year, into this year, at the beginning. Over here, it's the Four of Pentacles. He's holding on to his pentacles tightly, okay? What this is telling me is, number one, throughout this year, you've grown. You've either added a side hustle, you've actually taken that leap of faith, okay, with a different point of view because the tides were turning for you. And now you're in a more stable place with your finances. You have more of a hold on them. You're able to save some. You're not feeling like this draining bank kind of, draining money energy anymore, okay? It feels much more stable, okay? And believe it or not, it has partly to do with this devil energy that you let go. It's incredible what happens when you can let go of something that no longer serves you. Even if it's, let's say it's in the relationship realm, in the career realm, in a friendship realm, all the other things in your life start to open up. You start to look at things differently, okay? Your world opens up. Things move differently. You think differently, all right? And it looks as though that's the trajectory for your 2025, my beautiful Virgo friends. Woo! Looks like a good one for you. We are going to draw one final card. It's the Spirit Animal Oracle card. And see what final message Spirit has for you for your 2025 reading. All right. The Cougar, leadership. You have come into your own power. Now it is the time to take the lead of a situation and be strong. Using the power of intentions, be clear with your purpose and define where you're headed. My beautiful Virgo friends, wishing you a beautiful year, and I'll see you next month.